Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Jackie here with another card making video. Today I have 30 cards for you, made with various things. This is a slimline card, 4 by 8¼ my hunky-dory topper, and then the sentiment just over the bottom of it, and some gold gems, and Bob's your uncle. This is the strip of the edge of one of hunky-dory's card pieces, and I simply added a layered sentiment on top. This is the same thing, and another layered. Now this is layered 3 times to make it stand out. So this is a die cut. This foil card is from my stash, as is the black card. In fact, all the cardstock, unless I tell you differently, is from my stash. This is a die that cuts inside, and then I took a circle die and cut it out and added it onto my white mat with a snow penguin in front and season's greetings. This is a paper from a paper pad. I can't remember what you call them. I've shown you them before. Anyway, I've put a bit of ribbon to the left side to bring out the red. This is a die cut that I have layered twice. I have this little topper. It's not Paper Craft Society. Anyway, and I've added a little ribbon and bell and a Winter Wishes die. This is actually a Crafter's Companion die. So this is the same idea, only this snowflake is smaller. I've added it to a topper that was in my stash that frames the polar bears. I've added that on foam tape onto a silver mat and added a Let It Snow and some silver gems. These are 6 by 6, by the way, at the minute. So this is flat onto my cardstock. This is then popped up. This is flat onto that. I've added a Merry Christmas Everyone in black, and I've added red stars from my stash. This is a hunky-dory topper. This is the shape of it, and then I used this die and this die, 2 layers, and added the mats, popped them up, and added a Merry Christmas from my stash. That's ancient, that one. So this is a piece of hunky-dory card. I've matted it on gold. I placed my topper on foam tape and added it to this white layer. I then added the white layer on foam tape to the red bell layer, and I put that on flat and added my little For You just on the bottom left. This one here is paper from my stash. This is popped up onto my die cut, which is then popped up. I've added a strip and I've added gold gems in various places. This is a hunky-dory, and this is a piece of the paper or the card that goes with it. I've added a black and gold ribbon. My topper is flat onto my black mat. That is then popped up in foam tape, and then the white layer is on foam tape. My sentiment is on foam tape, and I finished it with a little black and white ribbon. Right, this paper is actually from my stash. So this little frame in here and this frame are all one topper. I used a Crafter's Companion die and cut out this frame and added it to the top piece. It is then on 2mm foam tape. The middle frame is flat onto my paper, and the center topper is on 1mm foam tape, and so is my sentiment. 5x7 now. This is a Spellbinders die, and I have just found this die cut that fits behind it and added it on foam tape to my paper and my mat, and added, especially for you, may all your Christmas wishes come true. So this is another hunky-dory topper. I've used a navy mat and then a white one, and the white one has been embossed with a Spellbinders 3D embossing folder. My topper is popped up on this die cut, which is flat to this die cut, which is then popped up on the paper, and I've added from our home to your home. And these are various different hunky-dory craft cards and toppers that I'm using. So the topper and the frame are popped up on foam tape. The next frame is flat onto the glitter die cut, and that is flat onto my 5x7 card. I have a little especially for you at the bottom, which I framed in the same green glitter card and added red stars. So this is another one of those fox ones, and this is not specifically Christmas because it says all the very best. So this is a piece of hunky-dory card. Then this die is, I cut this out. It's about this length, and I cut it out, and then I moved my die down and cut it out again so that it would fit my topper. I added a strip, and my sentiment's been embossed or matted on black card as well. So this is the toppers on 2mm foam tape onto this tree die cut behind it, which is then on 1mm foam tape onto my mat, and that's easy. All I've done is put a couple of strips and a snowflake inside. I haven't even added a sentiment to this because I couldn't get one that worked properly, so I've just left it. So 5x5, cute little topper popped up onto my white die cut, then popped up onto my red mat and my green glitter paper. I've added the Merry Christmas at the bottom and finished the inside. So this is a cute little one of the dog. I've added a bit of green to bring in the paper from the background. The green is on foam tape onto the red. The red is then on foam tape onto my paper. I've added a ribbon that says Merry Christmas down the side. I've added the little warmest wishes this festive season onto a little die cut and finished it off with a green and red and white bow. Cute little rabbit, matted flat onto a bit of black, popped up on 2mm foam tape onto the white, popped up on 1mm foam tape. This is a piece of hunky-dory card, and this is one of the strips. And then I popped my sentiment up on foam tape as well and put gold gems at each corner. So this is a little stamped image that I've coloured with alcohol pens. I've added it onto a white die cut. I've added it with 1mm foam tape. I've then used the same foam tape to put it onto the black die cut frame and simply added that to my paper and my mat and finished the inside. So this one's really simple. This is how easy it is to do a card. I matted my topper onto a piece of the red foil. Then I put foam tape behind it. I matted my snowflake die cut onto a piece of the red card and put foam tape behind it. So this red one is popped up, as is this red one. Then I added that onto my mat and layer, added a lovely white bow and some white gems, and that's your card done. So now we're on to 4 1/8 by 5 3/4. I created a cloudy background with some ink and a stencil. I had my little die cut. I then created a snowbank and glitter card for him to sit on, added some tall trees just off to the right, and then I used Wishing You Both a Merry Christmas, which is layered a couple of times to stand out off the card. Merry and Bright. So this is actually a jelly print, and I embossed it with a embossing folder, just a 2D one. Added some silver over the embossing, some silver wax. Put my little gingerbread man in the corner and added a Merry and Bright that is layered a couple of times. So these, I think, are Simon Hurley dies. I simply added a snowbank with a tree in the middle for a bit of height, added a red mat and finished it with a red sentiment. And this background I created with my stencil and inks. This one's cute. I love out-of-the-box Christmas card. Something that's a little bit different. Like, in my house at Christmas in the hall, the Christmas tree is traditional. And it's got all the same sort of ornaments on it. In the living room, my living room is black, grey and pink. And my Christmas tree is pink with pink and white and silver baubles on it. So that's what this reminds me of. So this is actually a Sweet Dixie die set. My little man is popped up on foam tape, and my little oval die cut is flat onto my pink one. And then the pink one is popped up onto my paper and my mat, and I simply added a pink Merry and Bright up the top. Okay, so this is a die cut and I have layered it twice. This little topper comes from one of my paper pads and I matted it on a white mat, which I then popped up onto my die cut, and the die cut is flat to my paper. I added a black Merry Christmas with the baubles hanging for a little bit of a vim so that it wouldn't merge into the background, and just put a snowflake inside. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I love this die. I like a penguin die, and they're easy to decorate and put together. So he's on foam tape. My rectangle is flat onto my die cut, which is then on foam tape. I added a little glitter over each of the dots and in the centre of the foam tape of the snowflake. My Merry Christmas is, I believe, a spellbinder set that I have tons of because I spent a day cutting out tons of them to use. This is one of the smaller hunky-dory toppers that I had left. So it's flat onto my glitter die cut. Then the glitter die cut is popped up onto my white die cut. Then my white die cut is popped up onto my embossed gold piece, which is then flat onto my green mat. And the final one, number 30, is a Spellbinder's die. This is one of the dancing ones, although I have glued the legs in place. And it's simply on a piece of card from my stash and some silver foil card. And all I've done is pop it up in foam tape and add a warm wishes in glitter card. And that is the end of my recent card makes. 30 of them. Now, I have to get them all envelopes, cello bags, and get them packed away for the charity shop and the residence home. I hope you saw them. Did you see them? Please tell me you saw them. Anyway, so thanks for stopping by. Hope you liked it. Hope you'll come back. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share, just to give me a little incentive. I do hope you're all safe and well and having a great day. Until next time, bye.